So where are we? I'm getting ready. Wow. There we go. Don't mind me just doing a little extra stuff because sometimes it's delayed when it goes out to other places. So this is likely going to be cut off, or or you're going to see this halfway through a sentence. Hmm. All right, it's snowing out. Mr. Plow will be out there this morning after he does the kid drop off at school because I'm doing the video. Wednesdays. Wednesdays is always from everybody in the house. But good news, Ron is finally feeling decent. So if you've been wondering why sometimes the snow clearing takes a little long to get done, it's Ron has not been 100% lately, like since having COVID, funnily enough. So yeah, today he's actually feeling decent, which is great. Not 100% better, but between him and I tell you, I said, one day it's a good thing we take turns not being able to do things, because if the both of us are down at once, there's nothing happens at all. Nothing at all. Anyway, hi there, and welcome to the Quilting Shed, where I give you way more personal info than you ever wanted to know about a quilt shop owner, and fabulous fabrics, pretty fabrics, great sales, new things to show you today. So what's the most important thing? Tomorrow I got to go to the doctor's yet again. Regular doctor this time. So it might be a late open tomorrow. And I'm saying this so my mom knows. My mom is showing up in the comments. Hello, mother. Just the regular doctor visit once a year. But I'm going to show her my trick. Which, yeah, let's do it this way. If you want to know how good my hands are doing, look at this. Look at almost a full range of motion with this baby. That was the broken one, the broken spot right here. This is doing pretty good. Still can't do much with the lifting anything heavy, which is great when I'm cooking food for my dinner. I had a big pot of something that I made the other night, and I got to the point where we had to lift it and scrape it out into the bowl, and I realized, I looked at my husband and said, I did not think this through. And he's like, what do you need me to do? Does he hold the bowl while I scrape, or does he scrape out while I hold the bowl with two hands instead of one? That and getting things out of the oven. You never know how much you do with your non-dominant hand until you do something like break it. I also kind of overdid it. Not too much. The physiotherapist said I could do it till I was sore, and if it hurt X amount of time, then you overdid it and don't do so much that time. But I did get those block of the month kits ready for people and was zooming through them with my super ADHD powers, which got a whole pile of them done all at once, which is awesome and great and organizing. And then the next day I just kind of laid there and did nothing. So that's how it works. I have no control over this. So yeah, block of the month. There are very limited signups available. If you wanted the kits and to do the block of the month with us for the next 12 months in the same fabrics that we're doing. But however, if you would like to supply your own fabric, because everybody tells me I have so much fabric at home, I gotta find a project to use it all. This would actually use quite a bit of fabric. I think the total amount of yardage for the quilt is like over 10 yards. Easy. It's over 10 yards of fabric in the quilt because, of course, it's, I think, 84 or 86 inches square when you're done if you do the options with the border. And it's nice and organized for, some of the same prints being used throughout. But if you have little tiny scraps that you're just trying to use up, you could just go per block and say, I'll just use scraps on this block, as long as, they don't even have to match. It's just be like super scrappy. Just as long as it contrasts with your background fabric, which you could use just your low volumes for that, or like your creams and all your other scrappy bits and pieces. I like to do that with my scrappy quilts. I'll just go through like all my whites or all my creams or even some of my prints. I have a couple examples of quilts that I did super scrappy. And the backgrounds are all lighter than the actual blocks, but I did use prints like little tiny florals and geometrics that had color in them. I'm going to show you that someday. We're going to have a scrappy video someday, and then you'll be sorry. You'll be sorry because there's so many quilts you want to make. It's like the lady who's taking a quilting course, learn how to quilt course from somewhere else, and she's taking it online. And she lives near me, and I don't have room for classes, and I don't have a space, logistics, details. So she was in here for like the third time in the past week or so, and she said, "Really sorry, I found your shop." And I'm like, I will take that as a compliment that you intended. So, what is new in the shop? Some things. Did I show you this last week? I don't know if I showed you this last week or not, but if you are familiar with the elephant abstractions pattern, the big elephant from Violet Craft, I have done up kits of just the elephant fabric that you need. The pattern, I will get you the pattern. Didn't get that. That's right here. Way back here. See? If you have this pattern in your stash somewhere and like, I'm going to make this someday. Someday might be down. Because I have bagged for you all the grays and neutrals that you need to make the elephant. I did not include the yellow background fabric because many people don't like that shade of yellow, which is perfectly fine. It's an interesting shade. It's a good shade of yellow for certain things. It's curry, I think. Yep, it's curry. You may want to do something different. So this kit don't have to piecemeal it here and there. Dun, 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 dun. So there's that. That was $90. That is actually showing on the website, the Elephant Abstractions Kit. Other long-standing thing, because recently these Orifil thread cases with a thread in it are still on sale for $15. I only have 4. We finally were able to dig the box out from under the counter and empty the box. We're just all about emptying boxes these days, just because we got to clear it all out. You do not want to know what's coming. Yeah, there's more stuff coming. Of course, there's more stuff coming. I do have pending orders, pre-orders and stuff, but I did place a large order somewhere for some things. So there's that. New in markdowns. I have new stuff in markdowns. This is new for the $10 a meter. Clear them out. This is all that's left of the collection. When it's gone, it's gone. Never to be seen again. So if you are looking for these particular lines, or you've stared at it long enough and like, I need to buy some of this someday, but you might want to pull the trigger on this one, because this is all I have left of the Turtle Bay is the big stripe with the nice turtles in it, which you can showcase very nicely and other things. Don't think of it as a stripe. Think of it as large sections of feature fabric or smaller panels. So you can do some nice placemats with these. You can add them as a tote bag. Lovely border on a seaside quilt. This would be insanely cool on the back because it's $10 a meter and we need to get rid of it. And there's actually quite a bit left on the bolt here. I feel like if you go to the listing on the website, some people don't realize after you search for things, if you just see like the page of your search results, or you're just scrolling down the sale page or whatever, and you see all the little squares with the little things that says add to cart and stuff. Before you click add to cart, click on the image or click on the title, and it will show you further details and like a description of everything. And it will show you how much is in stock in quarter meter units. So if there's 4 in stock, that's 1 meter. If there's 20 in stock, that's 5 meters. You know your 4 times tables, you can do it. So yeah, Turtle Bay, all that's left, $10 a meter. We're getting tired of moving this around. The other thing that is on sale for $10 a meter, I believe I did this ahead of time because I went and did it today. I was like, this is already done. Past me did this already. The luminosity, the stuff with the peacocks and butterflies, is on sale. But you may want to hold off if you really like butterflies because I got something else to show you after this. I got new fabric. But if you really like peacocks, this this fabric right here with the I need to unroll some more. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. This goes selvage to selvage from dark to light. Put it this way. It's very hard to do this one handed. Look, it's got the nice peacocks on it. Peacock feathers all the way down. You could do some lovely things with this. Big, huge. That's $10 a meter. And the damask print that went with it, which would make a startlingly insane one block wonder. It's like I should have like just cut off a piece so I could hold it up and show you. I know. But this one here, my mom's like, oh my God, isn't that pretty? Yes, Mom, it is. So this huge design right here. You can see a better picture of this on the website. And of course, as soon as you click on the picture, it'll pop up and show you a nice big picture. And it's got the nice shiny gold metallics. And since this is Northcott, their basics usually match their collection. So if you're a fan of like the Radiance, this is like the Radiance blue background, which I did have some. I don't have any more. But I know you all go to a bunch of different shops and we all carry some of the same overlapping basics. So I know Danielle has some of this, I think. She did carry it. I don't know. Maybe she'll leave me a comment and say, yeah, you can go get that at Chloe's. So between a couple of shops, you could get some things that match this and your stash, of course. Shop your stash. Really round that one out. And finally, yeah, 3 bolts about my limit with this hand. Or I can't pick up like a medium-sized pot that's full of stuff. So cattails. This was a line that I only got in part of the line because at the time when I had to pre-order it, I had so much cat fabric. I was like, I'm not ordering another line with cats on it. Too many cats. I'm starting to sneeze, even though they're just on fabric. So this is the one that it was cats in the library. So this is lots of books, nice open books. If you have a book lover that you're making a quilt for, if you need some I Spy kind of pieces, books, you can just see the edges, lots of hardcover. So, they could be whatever. They could be kids' books. They could be encyclopedias. I was that weird kid reading encyclopedias because I had a lot of adults in my life who just got tired of answering my but why questions. But why? Oh, go look it up. Oh, you've got an encyclopedia there your grandmother bought you. Go look it up. And I did. And I just kept going. A little hyper today because now when I go, but why? I just go look it up on the internet and then it's 3 hours later. And I haven't started sleeping yet. Ask me how my night was. It's 3 a.m. I must be reading. But you too could get like book related fabric to do something really cool. Wouldn't this be great? Like if you made one of those book quilts with all the spines and stuff and some applique and things, wouldn't this be great on the back? Because at $10 a meter, you can piece a nice back out of this. Because a lap size quilt take like 3 meters, and that's a cheap back. It really is. There's that one. Same with this one here. We all love a text print, but this is text with typewriters. Look at that. Fantasy, fiction, mystery, all good kinds of stuff that I like to read. I like. Of course, I've read this. My mom will tell you right in the comic book, right in the comic books, right in the comments. My mom will tell you I would sit there and read cereal boxes. Linda Dykeman, hi Linda. Yeah, book fabric, $10 a meter. More of it, and also, like I said, these would be great I Spy things. I also find these are very much in the same color range and sort of style as Tim Holt type fabric. So if you have Tim Holt stuff and you're looking to match up, these would sort of blend right in with those. Typewriter keys, Look, all those letters. You could put that in a quilt, in like a little I Spy quilt, and you could ask the children to look for particular letters in here. I'm really good at getting kids to really look at quilts. Any quilt's an I Spy quilt if you think hard enough. Can you find the camellias? That's a camilla. I know. Can you find the daffodils? Oh, right. I almost missed this because it was on top of other fabric that's very similar. Back to the luminosity. This has a panel that goes with it. The panel is now on sale for $10. It was $14. But it's the panel with the nice butterflies and dragonflies in all the peacock colors with that nice border down the bottom. You could border it with those feature fabrics and it would be an absolutely stunning lap quilt with very little effort. Yes, it's just a boring, well, I'm just going to slap a border on it and go, but it looks like you did a lot of work. And if you are practicing your free motion quilting, panels are an insanely great way to practice that because you just outline everything and then use fillers in the background. Looks like a lot of work, very zen while you're doing it. And it turns out it's pretty easy too. So enough of that. You've hung on this long. I have got to show you the new fabric. And we were stuffed in here, so I kind of left it, pushed it down the hall to my office. And there's my mom sharing my childhood. Thank you, Mother. Able to read before I started school. Yeah, I was. I tell people often about reading Papa the newspaper with the bad words. Not the newspaper, the grandpa had the bad words. Anyway, something blue, the new fabric. I had one of our super fans do up a shop sample for me. I call her the bag lady sometimes. So thank you, Jocelyn, for making up today's sample of the tote bag that goes with this line. Look at those hydrangeas. Look at that with the butterflies and the blues and the greens. And it's so spring. And here's the bottom. She's done a great job with the press. Everything's so neat and tidy. One tip from Jocelyn, sometimes with panels like this, they get twisted as they put them on the bolt. So the fold is not on the grain and you unfold it and it looks like it's crooked, but fabric is pretty easy to manipulate. And if it's like you hold it up and it's like this, you just pull it in the opposite direction, give it a good prep. You could even like wet it. That's my other tip. If you dampen your fabric and then manipulate it to get it nice and square and then iron it, it will stay. It'll remember where it was, and wetting it will help it forget what it was doing. So this is the tote bag panel that goes with this line. I've had tote bag panels before. Everybody loves them. So it's more of the same, easy directions. There is a little pocket inside. They include a little pocket. Jocelyn sewed the pocket in. I know, it's so cute. It coordinates with all the other fabric. The handles are even included on the panel. And Jocelyn's tip is to put a small strip of batting in here. You've collected your strips of batting. You might as well stick them in a bag handle. But that's literally the only doctoring she's done to this tote panel is to pad the handles lightly. But other than that, it's straight up right what it was. If you buy a panel, you make this exact thing. And the panel is, I believe, $12. It is on the website already. So you can get that. And because that fabric is beautiful, I will show you some more of it. Like this is the focus fabric with the blue background. Isn't that amazing? I know, it's gorgeous. When it came in, it is 18 a meter, something blue. And it is more along the lines of traditional type quilt fabric. And you'll see this in some of the complementary prints. But it's a little more modernized. It's got the nice brighter colors on it, bigger scale. But we do have some of the tiny prints that go in this. We got the entire collection. But the tiny prints that are in this are very traditional, and a lot of the more established quilters like working with them. So you'll be happy to see. So this, the rest of this print also comes in a couple other background colors. I'm only going to show you some of them, but you can see these on the website. If you go to the home page, they should be right on the front of the page. But if you type in the search box something blue, they will all show up. Now, oh yeah, because this also comes in a green. You see, it also comes in the green. And it also comes in a white background. The other great print is this border print. This border print right here. If you saw my Facebook post last night, I used this image as a preview to remind you of today's video, and it's selvage to selvage to the border. If you're familiar with like tablecloth prints, that's kind of the same thing. I know you can do a lot with this. I've seen what you gals can do, and some guys. You can do some awesome things with stuff like this and lighter butterflies in the middle. You could even treat this like two different fabrics. I know. There's that one. And we have text print in blue. It's just in blue. I thought there were other colors, but I guess not. It's just in blue. Yep, because they're all on one shelf. Then this all over floral. Okay, I'm going to show you some of this. This is an all over smaller floral design, good for borders, medium value type areas in your blocks. But I mean, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? A couple of background colors. That also comes in white. Yes, that one. I'm going to show this one. Okay. This is the one. I figure this one might actually go pretty fast because it's just butterflies. And I know there's a few of you who absolutely love butterflies, like nuts about butterflies. And look at these gorgeous beauties. One time when Ron and I were traveling, we went to a museum. It was Ottawa. I was about to ask him. I just finally remembered. We went to one of the museums in Ottawa, and they had in their bug room, of course we had to go to the bug room, they had a lot of framed displays of mounted butterflies by color. It was great. Took a picture of this great big one. It was nothing but blue butterflies. They were all arranged in a pattern. It's so gorgeous. That's what this reminds me of. This one is one that I saw and I'm like, I think my mom had something similar in her stash, but Mom, you're going to love it anyway. Look at that. The blue and the white and the circles, and it looks like little Corningware dishes from a distance. This also comes in blue. You saw it on the bottom of the bag panel. So there's that. And finally, the little tiny calico prints. I've been asked about these. So this is green. It also comes in blue, and there is a white one with the little flowers all over it. So that is something blue, and you'll see more posts about this later this week. So you'll be able to check out the whole collection. If you forget to go check out the website, I will definitely remind you. So that's at 18 a meter. So there's that. Da, 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 da. I think I got almost all the way through my list. I know. I had to use the big notebook. This is my notebook. It's my brain dump notebook, and then I make it look neat later elsewhere. So I did the something blue. I did your new lockdowns. I did your new markdowns. Block of the month, very limited. They're almost gone because I can only do so much with we only have a limited amount of fabric to do them, so limited amount of signups. But if you wanted to provide your own fabric, you get the downloads for that automatically. You can just have a party along with the rest of us, but using your own fabric. That is what, at this point, I would recommend if you're interested in doing it. I will leave you a link down below for that after I'm done here. And because it's snowing, I was thinking, stock up on fabric because storm chips run out. I know, right? You eat a bag of storm chips, they're gone. You stock up on fabric. You come home, it's snowing. You spend all room spend all day in your sewing room while it's storming out, and you're having a great time. You're having fun. You don't add calories, and when you're done, you've got a quilt. Like you eat a bag of chips, it's gone. You sew your fabric, you got a whole quilt. You got something different. I mean, I'm talking. This is real value here. Remember, fabric because storm chips run out. You're laughing. I can hear you. The peanut gallery is laughing in the background. Don't you have a driveway to plow? So yeah. So yeah, possibly laid open tomorrow. I'm just gonna give myself a little bit of time because I actually have to drop off some recycling while I'm down at the doctor's. That's really what it is. She's usually great with her appointments. Um, yeah, I guess that's it. Something blue, new fabric, new markdowns. Um, and I guess I'll see you. I'll see you after you can get out of your driveway. I guess. And yeah, try not to fall out there because I do not recommend breaking anything. Don't recommend getting sick. I do recommend sitting in your sewing room and quilting something or sewing something. Just touch your fabric, sort some fabric, play with it. It's not a waste. It's not nothing. Just have fun with it. Yeah. And I guess I'll see you next week. Okay? All right. Bye. I always want to say bye. I love you. Okay. Yeah, I'm going. For real this time. Yeah, for really real. Yeah. Totally. Totally going. Yeah. We got stuff to do.